Pickleball Pro at Brookhaven Country Club. Ben, we've had 2 matches so far, 2 more singles matches to go.
Yep.
How are you feeling about the action we've seen so far?
You know, it's just classic pro pickleball singles. You know, there's good fights. There's some backs and forths. There's a little bit of seeding going on where you can tell that the upsets aren't really showing up right now. But we're to that round of 16, so you shouldn't expect to see too many at that point. I think all the players are just trying to keep valid and keep going and try to keep winning.
And our action will continue with women's singles. The 3 seed Lea Jansen taking on the number 23 seed Michelle Murphy. Lea Jansen having a great year in singles, 2 titles.
Of course, now that I said that,
Of course, right?
You don't know.
Commentator's curse, of course. But we will have Lea Jansen serving to start us off. And here we go. You see Jansen creating pressure off the 2-handed backhand.
Great shot.
Really gets her weight into it really well. It's one thing I noticed from just watching her.
A little net cord love there.
She won't complain about that. Murphy called a timeout. She'll look to get a side out here. I like just the consistent kind of pace of play that Jansen's at right now. She's not trying to hit winners from low percentage spots. She's just kind of seeing opportunities to take balls on the rise and work her way up to the net.
I mean, that was really the first time that Michelle had an opportunity to pressure Lea, and she kind of just misses that deep volley, unfortunately. But like you said, Lea hasn't really had to do a whole lot. She's just being very consistent.
And that one stays in for Jansen.
We have our first error from Lea.
To go 8 points without an error, that is the best start anybody could ask for in singles.
I would love that.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain if that were a feature of my game.
It's a very nice kind of like different down the line backhand. It was almost like a little inside out, you know, had a little bit of cut to it. Based on her footwork, that was very well disguised.
And misfires on that one. Jansen just confirming with the ref. Was a bit wide.
little bit more pep on those volleys by Michelle Murphy there. I think she was giving her a little bit more pressure. Her last couple of volleys were kind of high.
It's a smooth volley there from Lea Jansen. Didn't have too big of a swing, didn't overhit it.
And that ball lands 2 feet inside the sideline and still puts pressure on Michelle.
And missed return going to bring up game point here for the number 3 seed.
Tournaments are a fun and exciting way to grow your game, connect with other players, and stay active in the welcoming pickleball community. Whether you're a seasoned player or looking to try your first tournament, we have a place for you.
From the number 3 seed, appreciate that analysis, Ben, as game 2 gets underway with Michelle Murphy to serve. I think that
textbook, just like you said. Sorry, but that was just so clean, all 3 shots.
I think it is, yes, from Jansen for sure. I just think it was a better effort there from Murphy. Got it, hit some volleys. You kind of made Jansen run. Obviously, didn't go her way, but I like to see that aggression. And we are seeing a bit more of an effort from Michelle Murphy to kind of get to that kitchen line earlier here in game 2.
Yep. Wow. I mean, that's the question, right? When you're down and you feel like you're outmatched, are you going to trade strokes at the baseline, or are you going to get to the net? And she, like you said, she's trying to get to the net. But when you face passing shots like that, it's just a little discouraging.
A bit of a interesting bounce on that one, but Jansen will take it, gives her a 2-point advantage. Winner of this match moves on to the quarterfinals to face someone we're familiar with, Kate Fahey, who we saw earlier on this court.
You know, that's like the 3rd or 4th time I've noticed there's just not much on that forehand return by Michelle Murphy. I mean, when Lea can just serve to that forehand and know that that floater return is going to come in, she's going to dictate immediately, and that's kind of what I'm seeing happen here.
What a shot from Michelle Murphy, kind of falling backwards, but got so much pop on that forehand.
That was a good one. She got a little bit more on that 3rd, or that 4th.
And that is the type of shot that can kind of give you some momentum. Obviously, the missed serve probably not going to help her cause, but
yeah, that's rough right there, because she even thought it was in, I think.
and that one called just wide from Murphy. Looks like we will get a challenge. What was confirmed to be out.
Those were just surgical shots right there, Will. I mean, Lea wasn't missing right there.
And again, I do like the decision from Murphy to just really come to the net.
For sure.
Kind of regardless of what the approach looks like, because that does give you, if you're hitting that shot from the baseline, it does give you one more thing to think about, even if it's not necessarily pressure.
Yeah, I agree. You know, what's interesting is like it's weird that to me that Lea is serving to her backhand, because when she returns on her forehand, it doesn't seem like Michelle comes up as much. She may change that, but
Of course, went to the backhand there, and
thinking about returning on that backhand, you're going to be moving in a lot more usually with that cut backhand, so she's going to be able to come in easier, I think, on the backhand. See how she serves deep to that forehand, and she finishes. Michelle finishes on her right foot. She's finishing on the back of her right foot. She's definitely not going to be coming in on that ball. So I think Lea would just keep serving it to that forehand and get her on her back foot.
again, Jansen able to put it away again at the net, just kind of overpowering Murphy at this point. Just really solid strokes. Jansen with a lead in game 2. That's the type of point you want to have after calling a timeout.
That's a great point from Michelle Murphy right there. Well constructed.
Looked like she hit a winner on the backhand that Lea somehow got back, but finished it up with the forehand.
Yeah.
Lea Jansen showing, hey, I can do that too. Don't forget about me, my forehand.
It's a real nice touch volley on the placement by Lea.
Saw that she didn't have to hit it through the back of the court, just kind of let her paddle stand out there and make contact.
Oh, that's unfortunate. She said 2 really good baseline shots. She goes up on the third and actually hits it out just barely. That's unfortunate for Michelle Murphy.
And just the pace there from Jansen, too much for Murphy to handle on the volley. And a match point here for the number 3 seed. And Murphy will have another chance to tighten the gap here.
Lea's second guessing her decision not to call that one ball. That was a close one, but to be honest, Michelle had a really good point construction from the serve and on.
Just really good pressure. And that serve was amazing. Straight down the tee. And that one not falling in.
Not so much, unfortunately.
And that one just long, and that's going to do it. Lea Jansen on to the quarterfinals, 11-1, 11-2 victory over Michelle Murphy.